Hey, you want to get somebody your house? I will get somebody your house. We're going to have a good... Hey, where'd you go?
That's my Beetlejuice voice. Beetlejuice. If you didn't know, the new Beetlejuice sequel, I guess it's a sequel. I don't think anybody's announced it's a sequel yet. The new Beetlejuice movie is set to release in theaters in about a week, and Tim Burton is back to direct. It is a sequel that takes place, 30 years later? I don't really know the math. If you know the math, comment below. But guys, here is my, thoughts going into Beetlejuice. And yes, that is the title. I am Nick Catelli, the theater bro. Like, subscribe, and here we go. So overall, Beetlejuice in the original movie, I did like the original movie. It was fantastic. And the one thing I will say about the Beetlejuice movie is that it didn't have a lot of Beetlejuice. If you really think about it, in the first movie, Beetlejuice is only kind of in it for a few scenes, and he does a big ending.
He's like, hey, I got to get married again. It's going to be really great. Just got to say my name 3 times.
I love that voice, right?
Like, hey, we shop at the same store. Look at you.
So, and the character is fantastic. It was so fantastic that it even spurred a cartoon in the 90s, which also saw some success too. Now, 30 years later, we're kind of seeing that thing that we're seeing kind of in the entertainment industry is where, what's old is new again for those millennials such as myself, because they love marketing to us millennials. Beetlejuice is back. Now, the other thing too, if you didn't know, is there's also a Beetlejuice musical, which actually just came out. Well, it came out, I think, a few years ago. I'm not really sure. But they just released the license to it this year. So if you're a high school or a community theater or a middle school, you can now put on Beetlejuice the musical, or they make a junior version of Beetlejuice called Beetlejuice Junior, which is just an hour-long version of the musical. So,
you got Blair. It's going to be a really good musical.
And I will say that the one thing I hate about the Beetlejuice Broadway musical is I don't like that guy's voice, because it's kind of an obnoxious Beetlejuice voice. I can't even do it, because I think the original, Michael Keaton one is fantastic.
It's like the voice right here. This has got to be the voice. This is the voice of Beetlejuice. It's going to be great.
That was such an amazing voice that he made. Now, my thing is, going into Beetlejuice, the new movie that is coming out, most people don't really know what's going on with the story, but as we all know, Beetlejuice is back, and it seems like in this movie entitled Beetlejuice that we're going to be seeing a lot more of, the character of Beetlejuice. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little excited to see a lot more of Beetlejuice, because in reality, that's kind of what made the initial movie very popular.
You better believe it. It was Beetlejuice. It was a good movie.
But with the new movie, a lot is unknown about the plot. The one thing I don't want to go into this movie and see is they kind of just took the old movie and put it in a new wrapper and added some more Beetlejuice and kind of just did the same thing. And to be honest, that's kind of what I'm anticipating. And I'm not going to lie, from the previews that I have seen so far, I'm kind of like, but I will say this, when it comes to Michael Keaton playing Beetlejuice, is that the makeup does a really good job of hiding his age. So it's really, you don't really see that age differentiation, just like when he played Batman in the Flash movie, and it was obvious, here's young Batman, here's old Batman.
You better believe it, Beetlejuice. All that makeup, I still look the same. It's going to be a good time.
So I will say that was the good thing, is that, with the makeup and the special effects and his suit, it looks like, you don't really see Beetlejuice really hasn't aged that much. And in reality, it really wouldn't make sense, because he's dead. If you're dead and then you're in the afterlife, how can you keep aging and getting older and then die again?
Oh, no, really doesn't make a lot of sense.
Look, every time I do the voice, it makes me want to burp. But with that being said, I'm going to the movie hoping that it's going to be more of a popcorn flick. It's just going to be fun, and it's just Beetlejuice, and I hope it's more comedy and, that kind of horror blend, which would be something good for Halloween. I don't know what the story is going to be, for it, but I will say that I am looking forward to it, and it's coming out at a really good time, because, as you know, the musical is really starting to take off, and a whole new generation of kids who probably never even seen the original Beetlejuice movie are totally all about the musical. So whoever the Hollywood gods are,
we're like, hey, we're going to release a Beetlejuice movie during Beetlejuice musical. It was going to be a good time.
They were a real genius to do that, because it's all going to time out. So, guys, if you do see the Beetlejuice movie, let me know. Comment below. What did you like it? Did you love it? Was it kind of the same thing? Was it really necessary? And that's kind of the one thing I want to talk about last is it really necessary to take an amazing thing and bring it back for a second time. And I always use this analogy of like thinking about like athletes that like tried to come out of retirement. You know, like when Michael Jordan came out of retirement and played for the Washington Wizards. Yeah, I think he did all right, but was it really necessary, right? And my thing is in Hollywood right now, is it really necessary that we're kind of bringing these old things back from like the late 80s and the 90s because we want to recapture that millennial audience, right? And a lot of people like to say that like, well, every story hasn't been done before, when in reality, it's like, well, no, there's a lot of really good stories out there. Trust me, you know, I got 2 scripts right there up on the wall. If you want to make my stories, you can. If you do, you can. But with that being said, I want to know, is with the new Beetlejuice movie, was it worth it? Should we have brought it back? I want to know how Tim Burton thinks, because there was an article where someone from the movie, I won't say who, made a comment saying that, well, should we have really brought this back? And I wonder if that's something they talk about in these executive meetings when they're going to like do another, you know, a sequel or a trilogy or whatever. Does anyone stand up and be like, hey,
You think it's a good time? You guys really think we should bring this movie back? I'm not really sure we should bring this movie back.
you know, does anybody actually say that? Or are they pretty much just kind of like cha-ching, cha-ching? They know that a lot of millennials will go out to see this movie because a lot of them as kids saw the original movie, which is true. A lot of us will go and see it probably in that first weekend. I want to see it just because I remember the old movie. But guys, with that being said, that is kind of my thoughts going into the Beetlejuice movie. I'm a little like, but I'm a little like, and I'm a little like, huh? So hopefully it turns out to be something good. If you do see it, remember, let me know below in the comments, and I will talk to you guys later.